So again, so now we're with the church, which the church family. So it's me, her, another sister, and a brother. And at first, it wasn't like that. It was just me and her, and then it grows. So at first, I thought it was me, her, and the other sister. But then, you kind of look into a situation, you're like, well, you really don't fit there. So I start verbalizing, like, oh, I don't fit to her. Like, I don't fit there. I don't know what y'all doing. But I end up getting pushed out. So they went on a trip together. They would go get their nails done. They would, so I realized early, like, okay, I'm not a part of this. Then it kind of was like, she was married, so it would be like her husband, and my cousin, and then another sister from the church. She's older. She would be there too. So it's all them, and the only one who wasn't there was me. And I'm like, so I verbalized, like, hey, what are y'all doing? So we went out for one of my sister's birthdays, and sisters from the church. And, after that, it was just like, there was no more me. They did everything together without me. And I was like, I'm not the type of person that needs to be a part of something, but this is giving why. So that's my problem. My biggest problem is I need to know why. So sometimes I can make up things of why, but I was really trying to figure it out. So I went to each one of them individual, basically like, I don't think this is right. I think you guys are pretty corny for this, and but they're like, oh no, that wasn't my intentions. Fair to say. So I said, okay, bet, we'll see. Moving on, what happened was one of the sisters, the older sisters, she had a cookout. And I think I seen it on social media. So I went over to the house. And I went through the door, and I couldn't be disrespectful to her because it was her house. But my cousin, she was like, hey. Two things now I think about. Maybe she didn't know I wasn't invited by the host, right? But in the moment, I'm thinking, you knew there was a cookout and you didn't ask about me when we're all supposed to be sisters in Christ. I don't do cliques. I don't like cliques. Either you're my friend, we're cool, whatever. But cliquies, oh, you can't be a part of my clique. I don't do that. But not saying they were doing that, but it was giving very much clique. So when my cousin see me, she embraced me while open. Oh, come in. And I looked at her like, get out my face. You know what I mean? Like, disgust, complete disgust. And she was like, so basically we had that tension. She left, ended up leaving. I ended up leaving. And we ended up going to my pastor to sit down and talk. And basically it didn't go nowhere because my cousin didn't want to stay there and talk. So that's fine. So we end up getting through that on our own, supposedly, conversation, What had happened was there was a miscommunication. So my cousin ended up having a baby. So she had a baby, and then the church friends I was talking about, they were all like involved, and they were there, and I was there, and everyone was there. Then when we went to our house, postpartum, all that stuff, something happened. Can't remember exactly what, but I was on the phone, and then she was on the phone, and then come to find out there was stuff being said. I ended up meeting with the girl from the church one-on-one by myself just to kind of clear the air, because it's like, I don't know what's being said. I don't want people to think I don't like them. I don't like this. I don't like the fact that I'm not included, but that doesn't mean I don't like you. I don't have a reason to not like you. So let's sit down. We had a good conversation, a really great conversation, and come to find out, she informed me that, my cousin was saying I didn't like her, and so I didn't like that, because my cousin was basically on some, y'all need to figure it out. That's y'all. But my cousin was adding in her 2 cents, and so was the older woman from the sister from the church. They were adding their 2 cents into the situation. So telling her, the other young lady, other sister, oh, this, and this, and this, and that, and then being basically like, oh no, oh, it's y'all. No. If you add something to somebody's mind, they're taking what you give them and applying it to their knowledge. So you got to be careful with that. Once you insert yourself into a problem, you are part of that. So we ended up having a big talk. There was a falling out. People went their separate ways. I ended up talking to the older sister from the church and letting her know, like, basically, putting a little bit on her. And she was just like, no, I'm not taking that. And I'm like, well, you don't have to take it, but honestly, you contributed to it. Because basically what she was saying was, oh, Leah, you said treat her bad. Treat the younger sister bad. I'm just like, how? Like, I don't, my concept of, maybe I'm missing something. So I need somebody to, I always want to know how, why, where, and where. People are like, I'm not spelling out for you. But no, if you're accusing me of something, please let me know what I did. Because all I remember I could be gaslighted, for all I know. Because all I remember was me basically confronting everybody about how I felt. And I didn't think that was mean. I had genuine love for everybody, but whatever. Who cares, right? So after that falling out, people kind of went their separate ways for a while. And it was me and my cousin again, which was cool, but I was still mending in that process. Like, oh, my cousin was like, I'm not talking to the oldest sister. I'm not talking to this person. I'm like, no, you guys should talk. Not because I did that because why, misunderstandings happens all the time. But if you guys are considering yourselves sisters and family and all this great stuff, why not mend that? If you have a friend or associate, then who cares? But when you say family, you should be able to mend it. But everybody's family is different. So that happened. There was a big fallout with a younger sister. She actually separated herself from the church and from her and from us, which I don't know how that worked out. So then there was a gap. So my cousin would be on I want some new friends. Oh, I want a gay friend. And I want, so she kind of started reaching out to old friends she went to high school with. And I'm looking at her like, why, right? It's her prerogative. But at first I didn't like it because I'm like, what do you mean you want no friend? Why am I not enough? Like, I'm here, like, but you want what you want. And she wanted more. And for me, I had, Chico. Anytime I had needed somebody, friend-wise, and in this process, I had some associates that I ended up no longer talking to. And I explained to my cousin, you know what I'm saying, why. But there was like touch and goes, but this is my best friend. So at the end of the day, I treat everybody the same to an extent, you know what I mean? But also, I figured, maybe she just needed someone outside of me, which she already had someone, but maybe she needs someone else. So I had to deal with it at the end of the day. She says she wants something, she wants something. But it was very much in my head, like, why am I not enough? So she branched off and she found some high school friends or middle school friends. And she was like, yeah, my friend. And I'm like, why you keep calling them your friend? They're your associates. No, those are my friends. I knew them since da-da-da-da. I'm like, so I don't care. They're not your friends. They're your associates. She's like, no, they're not. So we got into a little big thing. It wasn't really the big gag at all, actually. But it could have been. But I'm just saying my perspective, it wasn't big. And she was just like, she hung out with them. And I kind of knew what it was about. But it's not my business. It really wasn't. But I did just express myself. So that didn't work. It didn't last for whatever reason. She explained it to me, and she made me, she gave me some understanding behind that. So we kept just trying. Maybe we needed a break from each other. But, there were things she would do, like, and my pastor would kind of call it out. But my pastor has said to us, like, don't let no one come in between y'all. Like, some people are trying to come in between y'all. Don't let it happen. She knew those words. I knew those words. She had a falling out with pastor. And that kind of broke a lot of trust. And trusting is very hard for her to do and for myself. But that's a big issue. If you can't trust somebody, then basically everything they said, but do away with it. And that's how I thought about it when this falling out happened again. But I still worked with my pastor, so it was very, things were being said to me about my pastor, and I would try to deal with it, but then it was like other people being involved in that, and different jokes being said, and I'm just like, I have a very soft heart for my pastor, and I don't like this, but I just dealt with it. I didn't say nothing. I kind of just like, I didn't speak up. I didn't verbalize. I just kind of like separate myself a little bit. Like, I can't go over there as much as I want to because this is what we're talking about, and it's not in a real way. It's more in a condescending, cracking jokes type way. I don't like where other people are involved. So then we kind of separate a little bit, in and out. Then COVID happened, and that's a whole nother story that is a lot to break down. I don't know, like, honestly, we're moving on, where everybody's moving. And my mom died before this. My mom died in 2018 or 17 or 16. I don't know, because it's traumatic. Who wants to think about that? But that was one of her best friends, my mom, her auntie. So she had her own relationship with my mom. I had my own relationship with my mom. But my cousin was there for me, where she, what can I do to help you? She got my laundry washed for me, things like that. My daughter and her have a really great relationship. So, just being there was exceptional for that time. And she was there. And the thing is, besides my sister, literally only my sister, not even my brothers, even though those their mom, I didn't have that, It was my sister I clawed my nails into during that time to heal, which is very unhealthy, but I did. And my cousin being there helped a lot, because she was going through something similar I was going through with losing her aunt, one of her best friends, someone that was there for her whole life. So I feel like she could relate. So that was acceptance enough for me. So I'm gonna make another video to the COVID era, and then hopefully, I told you this can go on and on, but it's almost there.